Hey, welcome back, everybody. I know it's Monday. We're not confused or lost, but we have a special topic tonight. What's up, Roman? Hello.
Hey, Roman.
Hi,
And
Roman.
some special appearances. So I will introduce myself and then we will pass the mic to everyone else and let them introduce themselves. I'm Carrie Platinum Pussy Anthony. That's it. The queen of BBW. And of course, we have
Hey, I'm Anita Valentina.
that's it, Anita Valentina.
Yeah, that's it.
And
And I'm Hanya Strange.
who is so strange. She gonna
Yes,
get
I am.
some strange. Um, we should have some other folks jumping in. We'll let them introduce themselves as they come in. But today we're talking about scammers and how
Yeah.
we've been scammed. And this conversation came about Hanya, who has reintroduced herself after a very, very long hiatus.
Yes.
Pre-social media. Like we were talking about how long it's been, and she was around pre-social media.
Oh, wow.
So if that gives you any type of indication as to how long it's been that she's been on vacay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as we were navigating, helping her get back into online content creation and, all that kind of stuff, we discussed there's a Amazon scam that
hmm
fans can basically take something off of your wish list, put it in their cart. They don't have to buy it, but it'll show up as purchased. And as she's sharing this with me, she's telling me about this like Amazon situation. And I'm like, do not provide any services or any more attention until you receive said items. Have you gotten them yet?
I have not. And guess what? Somebody has been put on silent.
Boop, 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 boop. So the other thing is that they can purchase it and show you that they placed the order
hmm But then
and
you want to cancel that shit.
then go back and cancel it. It's the chargeback scam.
hmm
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And this motherfucker was like pestering me for like JOI. And I'm like, all right. As soon as I see the shit arrive at my place, then we'll talk. But
because I
until then,
told
no.
her, I said, do not do the services until you've received said items.
Mm-mm.
So
And like,
allegedly, you sent the screenshot. It says it was purchased,
yep.
order placed. But when are they? When does it say they're supposed to arrive?
25th.
That's
So
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
So tomorrow, yeah.
So if you get them tomorrow, then he'll be unsilenced.
Yeah, if I get him tomorrow, then he'll be put off of silent mode, but until then, sorry, dude.
Good job. So there are fake sugar daddy scams, phishing and identity theft scams, fake fans and pay to play scams, and then there are chargeback scams. So this would be technically under chargeback, even though they haven't like paid you and then gotten their money back, which we'll talk
Mhm.
a little bit more about what that is. But
Right?
joining us here shortly, she's popping in now. I sent her the wrong link. My bad.
Oops.
Vicky's gonna come in and talk about one of the scams that someone she knows experienced, and it's super duper popular. It happens way more than it should, but it's the sugar daddy scam. And we're waiting on you, Vic. I want her to share the story, but I mean, I we have to be very careful about how we navigate the online space as well as the IRL space because I can tell you one thing, and it only happened one time when I very, very first started, and I did a session, and he gave me fake counterfeit money. Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
And when I tell you it was one of those sessions where okay, it was one of those sessions where they're, like, trying to explore different kinks
Mhm.
and trying to get as much as they possibly could. That should have been a red flag However, and then the other thing was, like, he was trying to chill. Like, I had a suite at Homewood Suites. At the time, I had this person. Oh, hold on. What's up? Hey.
Hey,
Hi.
Amy.
Go ahead and introduce.
Hello.
How are you guys? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Hi. Somebody sent me the wrong invite.
We already talked about that, and I apologized.
Okay.
But go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Vicky. Retired, but still dipping and dabbing here and there. Um, just here to support and lend my voice on the topic tonight. I have a lot of experience with it. Recent, not me personally, but yeah.
Which we're very excited to hear about. We're talking right now, I was talking about, like, when I got counterfeit money from a fetish session.
Oh,
Well, okay, in all fairness, no, no. This should have been a red flag. This motherfucker worked for a printing company, and I knew it. So I should have been yeah, I was
yeah.
definitely naive. Anita, have you ever been scammed?
I have almost been scammed. Thankfully, I like at the last second realized it was a scam.
Yeah.
But with like they've tried to scam me with those Cash App things where they're like, "Oh, you have to verify by sending me money first."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no.
That's one of the ones that we're gonna talk about. But right now, Vicky, this is one of the reasons why we're doing this is because when you were sharing your story, I was like, "Yo, we gotta talk about this because it happens so frequently." And there are people out there, whether you're a veteran in the business and you've been around a long time, or you're brand new or considering entering this space, there are some things you should be aware of. So, Vicky, the floor is yours. Tell us the story.
Well, it didn't happen to me. It happened to my daughter, and I just texted her and told her to come down. Um, she went onto a site and basically, with no like consultation from myself or anyone else, young girls, they see these the foot fetish sites and the sugar daddy sites and stuff, and they think it's quick money, not really realizing that you gotta finesse. It's an art. This is what I'm saying. What you do and all of these things online, it's a craft. It's not something that you can just come and do overnight. So um the person basically, well, it happened twice. So the first time, um the person sent a check for her to deposit into her account. And of course, for me, the red flag would have been when they were like, "Oh, but you have to send me back." Y'all know those scams. So they'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna send you a check, but you send me such
You
and
got to
such and
send me a
such."
portion back,
Yeah.
right?
Right. So that was first. So of course there are consequences with that because we know that's a fraudulent. You know what I'm saying? Check.
It's
So
money knowingly it deposit
right.
a check, right?
So then the second instance was, this person I feel like was a little bit more advanced because they was like, "Oh, well, send me your your phone, your credit card, and I'll just pay it." You know what I'm saying? And initially, it appeared as if it had been paid. You know what I'm saying? But then they were like, "Oh, so in return, I want you to donate this amount of money, X amount of dollars to this organization or whatever like that." So, of course, that was done. And then less than 24 hours later, all of those things that were allegedly paid began to return back as unpaid. So now, not only do you have your current charges, but now you have charges from what you thought was previously paid. You know what I'm saying? And
As
on
well as as
Right.
well as chargeback fees because your bank charges you
Exactly.
about a bounce fee, and then they charge you a return
Exactly.
fee.
Exactly. So, um, yeah, this wasn't, like I said, she, early 20s, thinking, oh, I'm going to be an adult. So I don't need your help. I'm going to do it on my own. Oh,
Mhm.
but it's real. This is real. Like people, even I think it's a conversation that just needs to be had because it happens to a lot of people, whether
It
it be
does.
those scams are like, oh, yeah, everybody got to know that I had the scam with the African prince who's like, oh, marry
Oh
me,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And get millions of dollars, like, oh, I just, need your help and I'll make, boy, bye, go somewhere,
Listen,
do
if it's
something.
too good to be if it sounds like it's too good to be true, it is.
It
Yep.
definitely is.
It
So,
definitely is. I've been listen, before the internet was the internet, I met somebody who sent me a check, and it was the Nigerian check scam, okay? And now they pray now if you watch the 2020 break like, they have this whole undercover thing, they say that they target lonely women, mostly in the United States, that are in low economic status. They prey on single moms and people that are desperate to find love. Now, I wasn't looking for love, I was looking for money, but
right,
they sent me a $7,000 check. I deposited it into my mother's account because I was gonna give, some of the money to my mom to pay her mortgage because she was behind on her mortgage, and he said, "You gotta send me back," I think it was like $1,500. It was, like, small, like, I was gonna get to keep the majority of the money, which should have been a red flag.
right,
And I said, "Well, I'll send it to you when I get the cash, but I ain't sending you nothing until the check clears."
right,
Well, that was the last I heard from them. In the meantime, between time, my mother's account gets flagged. Now, my mom, just to give you some context, is a law-abiding citizen. She doesn't jaywalk, she doesn't speed, she don't even curse, okay? So, for her
Damn.
checking account to be seized in a federal investigation because it's after a certain amount, it is considered, they like, it doesn't just go from being like a local bank thing, it goes into, like, they get the FBI involved, and because this check apparently was common for being sent from, Nigeria, it raised all kinds of flags, and so it turned into a huge investigation. They shut down my mother's account, which almost cost her her banking privileges elsewhere. And needless to say, it cost them return fund like, I was paying for return fees for a good couple of months because that check caused other things in my mom's account to bounce, and, then the account got closed, which meant there were late fees and, like, it just was a huge fucking mess. It was a
Wow.
nightmare.
Damn.
So, warning, if it sounds too good to be true, that is your first indication.
That
Secondly,
is.
anybody that's sending you something and asks you to return and send something back instantly should be a red flag.
So,
Yeah.
my daughter's here, so I'm gonna let her speak a little bit about her, because that's what happened. So it wasn't
Right.
me. Y'all should see her face. Here, boo, come over here.
Hey. First of
Hello.
all First of all, thank you for sharing your story, and second of all, it has happened to everybody. All of us have all experienced some form of fuckery
Yeah.
where we were taken advantage of, whether it was we're trying to find love or we're just trying to, hustle and pay the bills or have a come up or whatever. We've all experienced some form of the fuckery, but go ahead and share your story. Thank you so much.
Um, well, hello. My name is Aviana. Um, I guess I was in college, Oswego. I don't know if you guys
Mhm.
know where that is. Upstate New York, and I'm naive on that topic. I thought I knew what I was doing, but I didn't. Um, I
I kind of
was
sort of told the story.
so why
I'm just saying, I did. But I didn't tell. It's certain stuff. I don't know. You were interested in speaking on it. Turn a negative into a positive. That's how you take your power back.
What did you learn from the situation? What signs or red flags now if someone
As you
says
look
to
back,
you
yeah.
as you
oh
look back,
well
what are some red flags that you now when someone says, "Imma send you a cash app, I just need you to send me back $100," like, now you're like, if you don't go
yeah
somewhere.
yeah one of the first red flags. Even though I was on the site, you had so many of them say, "Oh yeah, I could take care of you. I can send you up with a good allowance."
Tell them the site
Like it's
because I didn't say it.
it's sugar daddies, I
.com,
think
yeah.
.com, yeah. And
How did you find that site, Ivy?
I was just literally on the internet fucking around, just looking. I was in the middle of
You were
doing.
like Googling like
I
how to
was.
find a sugar daddy or something?
I was in the middle of doing an assignment with my friend, and me and her were both going crazy, and we were in our own heads, and it was not a healthy combination. So I just went on Google, and I was curious. I said, "Oh, look, wonder what can I find?" So yeah,
Let me just say that the
This is
majority
what
of sugar
happens when you
daddies
send your children to college, people.
no.
no, this is what happens when you're chemically imbalanced.
You shut up.
This is what happens when you think it is that easy to just,
Right.
most sugar daddies are not on sugardaddies.com. Let's just put that out there. Most sugar daddies are not online telling you what they're gonna do for you. A lot of times they're quiet about their money and they wanna see what you can do for them, and then they'll just show you that they have money. In my experience anyways, they will just start, "Hey, can I pay a bill? Hey, can I do this or do that?" And furthermore, being in college, the reason why they target people that are in college because you're young and you haven't experienced it yet. So it's easy for them to love bomb you. It's easy for them to dangle this fantasy lifestyle of you're in college. Of course you want to meet somebody who has money because if you're in college, the likeliness that you have money is very low.
But the funny part is, I thought I was so smart doing it. Like, I had a different email. I didn't give him my name, which actually messed up my bank, my
Oh
actual
yeah, I
bank.
didn't tell that part.
Yeah, like I gave him the wrong name. I put the wrong name on the check. Rather the check was real or not, I thought I was doing something. I was like, oh, he's not gonna be able to get me because he doesn't have my real name. Tried to turn the check into my bank. The bank thought it was fraud, and I can't bank with them anymore. Like I really thought I had it all figured out when I did not.
And then you wait a minute, but he found out your information because if he paid your bills.
No, these are two separate instances.
Oh, okay, 2 separate instances.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So the guy that paid your bills, let's talk a little bit more about that because that's less common.
He
Like Vicky or like your mother said, it's one of those situations where they have to be a little bit more savvy.
Right.
So did you have to give him login into your accounts? Like, or how did he pay your bills? How was he able to pay your cell phone bill or your bills?
like a dummy. I gave him my personal information. Like
Avi.
yeah. Like I said, like a dummy. I gave him my personal information and he paid it, but of course it got rescinded.
He paid it with a bank, probably with his bank account, and then either stop payment or it was information that, it didn't go through.
It went through. Trust me, it did. The bank was real, but most likely he rescinded on it and reported it. So it just came right back on his account and messed up my account.
Damn.
And now, just as a lesson for everybody that watches, she is having difficulty getting another checking account because not only does it affect her old account with her old bank, but everything's digital now. So like
Right.
it's like a red flag everywhere. So,
Right.
you know, it's not like back in the day where you could just bank hop. I've done it. Oh, well, you gonna close my account? Well, I go to this one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not like that anymore. So
Yeah, that whole thing. Also, one of my biggest issues, I didn't talk to my mom. I wasn't vocal with her. I wasn't open and honest with her. And that was actually before I could even get myself in that issue. I could have just spoken to her and told her what the problem was, before I even considered that world. So,
Right.
because anybody who knows me is like I wouldn't talk her out of doing it, but I would be
No.
able to guide her so that we wouldn't be at the place that we are now. You know what I'm saying? I could tell her the pros and cons of her choice, but technically she's an adult. So whatever decision she made, I would support it.
Right. Well,
Nobody told me, oh girl, you bet not, what I'm saying, go in there and dance. You bet not do this, so and then I just felt like I would be a hypocrite as well. So I absolutely whatever she wanted to do, but girl,
I
it just
don't think you'd be a hypocrite. I think when you've seen, it's like, okay, let's say you're an emergency room nurse and your child says, "Ooh, I want to be an emergency room nurse." And you're like, "You don't understand the grotesque amount of things that you're going to be witness to aside from the deaths and like the emotional, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
The same thing happens when you enter into this industry. That it's not that I don't want you to do it because, I'm being a hypocrite. I don't want you to do it because I've seen the collateral damage
right,
and the aftermath of what this industry does. And then on top of that, when you add to it the emotional strain that you go through dealing with people that don't see you as a person because you're in this industry, it really makes it difficult for you as a parent to be like, "Sure, let's explore this." You are like, "Listen, I'll give you the ups and the downs and try to warn you as best as I can." But ultimately as a parent, you're like one of those parents that puts your hand in front whenever you
yeah. When you
press the
step on the
brakes.
brakes, you're like, oh, sit back, all right,
Right. Right. Or you get ready to cross the street and you're like, "No, no, no. I got this. Let me go first so I get hurt." And then, you know what I
yeah,
mean? So, I don't think it's hypocritical. I think that, as parents, we're naturally prone to want to protect our children and hope that they don't go through some of the things that we went through. And, as you learn, this industry looks like it's easy money. It looks like you just jump on sugardaddies.com and people start sending you money.
okay,
But what they don't tell you, what people seem to fail to share is the adverse or the possibilities of the opposite. And now you're experiencing, unfortunately, the collateral damage of trusting someone on the internet who doesn't give a fuck about you, never cared about you. They were seeing how far they could take it and what they could get out of the situation. And that's the whole purpose of having this podcast is to talk about it because there's a lot of people out there that think that they're going to hop on a website, OF, for instance. It happens there too. It happens on Instagram. It happens on TikTok. It happens everywhere.
Yeah.
And it happens to everyone. There's nobody out there that's so intelligent. And it's not even a matter of intelligence. It's a matter of these people pick their prey on purpose. They pick people that are either struggling financially or struggling emotionally or just, don't know any better. Like a
Yes.
dope dealer. Just try it one time.
I have a question for you, Avi. Did you tell them you were a college student? Like in your little profile thing, did you
oh
like say,
yeah,
"Oh Lord, child,
yeah,
you just put pray all on your face,
yeah.
Jesus"?
Tattooed. Okay, Amber Rose.
Dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come take my money. Come. Yeah, you shouldn't. See, it starts with your profile. Like, see, but if you would have came to me, then you would have known these things.
A reason being, I know now to always come to my mother no matter what, no matter how embarrassing the situation is. Come to both my parents. But
Right.
at that time, being on my what I felt I was finally being an adult, being on my own, I felt it was just embarrassing that I was going through this. I put myself through this, so I didn't tell her, and I dug myself into a deeper hole, thinking that I
Right.
can figure it out and get myself out of it the way I got myself into it. But it was not that easy.
But you know what? I'm going to say this. Even though the consequences have been pretty severe, the fact of the matter is at least nothing happened to you personally in your physical form. Like the part that makes this so dangerous is that yeah, it sucks that people take your money. Yeah, it's fucked up that your bank account gets shut down or that you lose your banking privileges. I mean, there's ways to work around that. But when things happen to you physically, when you guys go out there and meet these people in person like I did, and I was very very fortunate to not have suffered any, like, I got counterfeit money, but that was just money. Nobody did anything to me physically,
Right.
luckily. But I've heard horror stories of people that have gone out and met people off the internet, whether it's for escorting services or fetish sessions or just to get down with the get down, whatever they're whatever they're meeting people on offline for, you have that chance that things can go left. Like one of the girls that used to stay in the cam house was, thought she was going to get some lovey-dovey from some guy off the internet, and he brought four dudes with him. They kicked her door down, robbed her, took the essay, took the goodies, and yeah, she was left for dead, literally left for dead. And not that that's going to happen all the time, but that's, you put yourself in a situation where you don't know who's on the other side of that door. And, for the money, for the Oochie coochie la la la, I don't, everybody has their own intentions and their own, like, what they're looking for, but it's like, you just have to be more careful, the scams, these, we're talking about scams that are mostly financial. And even though there are some pretty like, I've seen scams that have taken people's entire 401k plans, their entire savings, their people have put out mortgages on their homes, like, it's bad. So, the scamming of the financial part, it sucks and it can ruin people's lives, but, luckily for you, I'm really glad, because this would be a different conversation, because, we're batty batty. We like, "Oh, where this motherfucker at? We coming for you, bro."
No, he lives in Nigeria. Sorry.
Wait, and then the nigga was from Nigeria?
Yes.
We were just talking about that with the
Why?
Nigerian check
Why
person.
don't you know that all the Africans is
No,
scammers?
I didn't figure out he was Nigerian until because he lied and portrayed himself as a white European man, well off. And then
Y'all, this story just get better and better. I didn't even know all this.
I need to ask a question though. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Did you ever see him on, like, well, you couldn't have, because he's not a white man. Like, you never saw him on
You not saw a
FaceTime or
picture,
Skype?
nothing?
no, so see, I don't know who he hacked. He had so many pictures of the same white guy.
No, we live in 2025. How you didn't ask for Skype, FaceTime,
I did most
Signal,
of the time.
Telegram, WhatsApp,
I did.
Google Meets, Zoom?
I did.
Listen. So let that be a testament. Like, let that be a red flag also. Y'all watch Catfish? Raise your hand if you've watched Catfish. Hanya, you ain't ever seen no Catfish?
I have not seen Catfish yet. Do tell.
Oh,
Girl,
what?
bye.
I have not seen this.
Okay, well, that's your homework. Catfish. Go watch Catfish.
Catfish.
So Catfish,
All right.
for those that don't know, is a show on MTV or wherever it's at now, where people literally write in and they say, I've been talking to this person for 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, 5 minutes, whatever. and they act funny. They don't want to get on FaceTime. Like normally in 90% of the cases, it's literally they just refuse to do video chat.
Mm.
And when they go to the place, so what happens is I I'm calling Nev or whatever the hell his name is, and I'm like, yeah, I think I'm being catfished. And so they'll come and see me, and then they'll be like, all right, we're gonna go to LA. So let's just say that, I'm talking to Anita, who isn't in our chat right now. Anita just wants to chat online and wants to talk on the phone. Hey girl. But I'm like, yo, let's video chat. And she's like, oh no, 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 no. My phone's broke. That's the most popular one. My phone's
Yeah.
broke. And so I'm like, all right, Nev, I think I'm being catfish. So Nev will come and pick me up and whoever his co-host is, and then we'll go to LA. And they've already reverse image search. They've already done all the research and homework. And then we go and we find out that it's Hanya instead of Anita. Anya is catfishing me because she's either the two most popular ones is that she's insecure and didn't think that the person would love me as me and fake this whole profile, or she's somebody that I knew from my past and has been fucking with me and ta-da ha 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 ha, gotcha girl. So that's catfish.
Gotcha. I
So
will go watch this.
going forward, in order to, I'm not saying you're gonna avoid being scammed, but if it's somebody who isn't who they say they are, the best way to catch them is on video chat.
Yeah.
Because Avi, you'd have known if that wasn't the man you thought he was. Because
He was a Nigerian prince.
Stop it. He said he was a Nigerian prince.
No, I just recognized a number from Nigeria because after I had blocked, I cursed him out, I blocked him and deleted him. He called from another phone number on WhatsApp and it said Nigeria. He tried and I cursed him out there and I blocked him again.
You know what? One day we're gonna schedule this because I'm gonna figure out how we can call through this program and call through WhatsApp, and we're gonna call him.
Yeah, let's call him.
Let's call him,
Probably don't
and I'm gonna tell him, you know what? I can't cash my lottery check. I don't have an ID. I'm gonna send you $1 million. You send me back 100,000. You can keep the other 900,000. Keep it, and then I'm gonna draw a check.
You are killing.
I'm gonna draw a check. It's gonna look like this, okay? And I'm gonna be like, cash that. Catch me outside. What are some things like going forward now as you navigate? Maybe you're not in this space anymore, but as you deal with people online, like, do you ask to video chat with them, or how do you go about identifying whether or not someone's real or not real?
I mean, as far as like chatting, like maybe friend or dating apps and stuff like that, I do ask video chat. If I was to meet someone, I'd definitely do it in a real public setting. I'm not comfortable anywhere else, especially for
Bring your mom and dad.
or
You know, she ain't bringing none of these kids is bringing nobody around me and him.
actually, I
Right.
did bring somebody around here.
Yeah, he ended up being slow.
He's anyways.
That's a whole nother show.
Anyways, guys,
Right.
listen, I'm only 20. I still have a lot to learn from my family, my parents, my mom, my dad. The amount of mistakes I made, I can't even get into, but I'm learning from them.
I think it's really awesome that you eventually shared what was happening, because the worst thing you could do is go through this by yourself. Nothing is.
Oh, don't give her no credit. Girl, the mommy senses was going off, and I knew something was. I was like, Avi, what's going on? What's wrong? Oh, nothing. Oh, no. Then I had to just get real ghetto and was like, let me tell you something. Lie to me one more time. Lie one more again. And see, she's like,
yeah, it was that was just a time in my life because I was also going through real bad like depression. I was in my head, and I just, I kept lying until it took one day. You know, I was like, I really don't want to lose my mother's trust. That's one thing I value a lot, like a lot. Losing her trust is probably one of the worst things you can possibly do in this house. So I didn't want to lose her trust. I also felt the disappointment in my dad's voice when I spoke to him finally about everything. It hurt a lot, and the fact that I hurt them by doing this to myself, I just came clean.
But doesn't it feel better after the fact once you get it off
It
your
did.
chest, like, and now
It
you're
did.
talking about it and you're realizing you are not
It
alone.
did.
I've been there with you. I've been scammed too.
Okay.
Take it, girl.
I'm just saying, like, once you find out, like, it's common and you're not the only person who's experienced, but in the moment, it's embarrassing. Like, you don't want to tell somebody, like, I didn't want to tell anybody I got counterfeit, but I had to because I was like, yo, how embarrassing. Like, and then not only that, but for me to be embarrassed, I felt the emotion I needed to feel. So I would make sure that shit never happened again. So I got myself a handy dandy pen. And,
Okay.
and when
Let
you
me
came in, I no longer and that was the first and the last time anybody ever left money on a coffee table after the fact because he was long gone before I figured out this is some fake ass money. It looked good from afar, but once I picked it up, I was like, nah. But now I'm doing this in front of you. Well, not now, but back in the day, I would be like, nah, give it here. Let me see. Let me have it. And I would take that marker and what I really wanted was one of those little money machines that detects the counterfeit money.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
those are
those are
so
so
cool.
cool.
But them things are like $300-$400. So I was like, nah, we good. We're gonna stick with the handy dandy pen. But yeah, that's what I resorted to. But I too have been in situations where, you know, mostly like the Amazon thing. I had somebody buy me stuff off of my Amazon and then come to find out the shit never arrived, but I did my 20-minute video chat.
Oh, hell no.
Damn.
No.
And when I tell you I stalked Amazon, I was like, yo. And that's when the lady on the phone was like, no, ma'am, there's nothing like they can tell if something's scheduled to go to your address. So maybe I couldn't say anything about him, but I was like, do I have any delivery scheduled for my address? And she was like, no. Yeah. And I was like, okay, well, how is this possible? He sent me a screenshot that said that this was purchased or it showed up on my list, Amazon wish list as purchased. And she was like, they can put it in their cart and it'll show up as purchased on your wish list, but it doesn't mean it was purchased.
Oh. That's a
Yeah,
terrible feature.
it is terrible. But I mean, the whole idea of your wish list is if someone buys something, then nobody else, you know what I mean? Like it's already been bought. So people don't
Yeah.
buy you the same thing over and over again. So I understand the concept, but now, so let's talk about how to circumvent that situation. Get Amazon gift cards. If they purchase an Amazon gift card, Amazon does not give them the gift card number unless it's fraud and Amazon's left to deal with it. They don't give them a gift card number until the transaction processes.
Oh.
So it's not foolproof, but it's less likely.
Right.
You put yourself in a situation. Not only that, but then you get to buy what you want versus them being like, let me buy you, like one girl that was here. And remember, Vicky, we were talking about the girl that he was buying her like $3 dresses from China.
She's like,
And
oh, he bought me some outfits. I said, no, he didn't buy you some $3 rainbow dresses. No, baby, that's not.
girl, we could have spray painted some aluminum foil and they'd still been back.
Y'all, it was so bad. It was so
But
bad.
she fell under and in fact, she ended up falling under the sugar daddy scam too. Because he was telling her that he was doing all this stuff for her and she's thinking that he's spending all this money because she doesn't know what this stuff costs. It
Right.
didn't occur to her. Like in her, some people are just, don't get it. And she didn't get it.
No,
And
not at
so
all.
she's thinking he's spending hundreds of dollars on her. But I'm like, ma'am, let's take a look at Amazon, shall we? $3, $5, $3. Let's do the math. That's $11. No, ma'am.
But then they get mad at you because you're telling them the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry I popped your bubble or whatever, but girl.
Right.
You know what? I would rather have that bubble burst than suffer the consequences.
Well, she had already suffered, and I don't think her elevator went all the way to the top anyway. So
Yeah. See, Hanya, I immediately, when Hanya was explaining to me what was happening, I was like, ma'am, no, stop this right now. This is what you tell them. And she was so appreciative that I was sharing it with her. And I was like, listen, I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, and I'm not trying to cause any problems. I'm just helping you avoid situations like this before they transpire, because nothing is worse than having given someone your time and attention and done the deed, finish the session, and then you come back and there's nothing left. There's nothing to show for it. There's no money, no gifts, nothing. And you
Nothing
feel
because you get nothing because the little fucking wanker wanted to get a jerk off on your time, and he came up with any fucking way he could to get it. Fuck him.
damn, so fierce, so
I
angry. No, I'm kidding. But
yeah,
yeah,
though.
I hate scammers. I do.
I mean, it happens so much. There are people that literally live off of scams.
Oh, I believe it. In my day job, I deal with, we have to worry about scams on, people's computers. People falling for shit like that. And so it's prevalent in every fucking place you can think of. Where anything you can think of, there's a scammer for it.
Yeah.
And like, it's funny when you guys were talking about like the bank account and stuff. I actually had this one dweeb on fucking Twitter who was trying to get my bank account number out of me. I was like, oh, really? Yeah. No. You're on silent. I was
Yeah.
like, the moment you start asking about like something like a direct bank account when I've given you payment methods on my bio,
Yes.
no, get the fuck out of here.
Well,
But too.
yeah.
What else?
You said, hey, listen to that. And I said, oh, yeah, here's my Cash App. I don't operate the Cash App. It's an international. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Cash App International, y'all?
No.
No,
Oh, it's not?
not anymore. No, it used to be.
Yeah.
There are methods that I had named and he was like, oh, no, just be easier for me to. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. This is how you avoid it. One, never, ever, ever let them send you a check.
Mm-mm.
Never. There's way too many ways to receive money digitally, verified before. And if you do, let's just say for any reason you do get a check, you can call the bank and verify the funds before you deposit it. But there again, we live in 2025. There is Western Union, MoneyGram. There are ways to send actual cash that the reason why they don't use those anymore is because Western Union and MoneyGram have really, clamped down on scams and require multiple verifications to not only send the money but to receive it. And so if I'm a scammer, but there is a scam. There's a scam where they will send you money through Western Union or MoneyGram, and then they want you to send money back. And it's because they use fake credit cards or stolen credit cards. So here's what I do want to say. When you are dealing with federal funding, which is money, any type of money, when you accept any type of money through Cash App, bank deposit, whatever, MoneyGram, Western Union, whatever, it is considered bank fraud and wire fraud. That's why whenever you see, like, I watch a lot of true crime, and in a lot of the true crime stuff, when they can't get them on the bigger charges, everything always turns out when there's any type of money involved,
Yeah.
It comes down to wire fraud. And I'm like, when I've seen the check situation, I was like, never again will I put myself in a position to potentially go to jail, lose my freedom along with my bank account with what little bit of money I do have. So be careful. You got to, when you're talking about money, like you got to think about, is it really worth it?
That's true.
There are other things you can do, like having them pay through sites that, investigate chargebacks or whatever, which I have them go through Loyal Fans because Loyal Fans is really good about chargebacks. So, but again, I don't, I'm really reluctant, especially when someone wants to send me large amounts of money. I'm like, for what? For what? Because, you're not paying me $1,000 for me to get
How
on
much is the
Skype.
check?
Huh?
3,000.
Oh, I never asked how much the check was for. It was for 3,000.
And you had to pay them, like, you had to send money?
Yeah, he said, I'll send you this money, but you have to send back this portion so that I know that you're not scamming me.
That's because, okay, so the reason why they do that is because the off chance that your bank might cash it, which, or the chance that you might have that money available and just send them the money. So, how do you avoid it? Never send money to someone claiming they need you to unlock a payment or send money back. Avoid giving out personal banking details or engaging with anyone who pressures you for personal information. And wait for any funds to fully clear before spending them. That's the red flags for the sugar daddy scams. That's typical. Fake fans and play scams are, they insist on paying you outside of a secure platform. They send a payment screenshot as proof, but it never arrives. That was yours, Hanya.
Mm-hmm.
They ask for free samples before committing to a purchase. This ain't Costco, bro. They make excessive demands or pressure you to bend your boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm-mm. It says, this is how you avoid it. Only accept payments through verified secure platforms. Never send content before receiving confirmed payment. And set clear policy for refunds and transactions, which scammers don't care about that shit.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm-mm. Chargeback scams. And these are people that'll purchase content, services, or subscriptions and then dispute the charge with their bank or their credit card and say that they didn't authorize the transaction. And these are probably the most popular because for those that don't understand the way that sales work is buyer's remorse. You got to think about buyer's remorse. We've all purchased something that after the fact we were like, damn, did I really need to spend that money on that? When you're
Yeah.
talking about these types of services, oftentimes they'll spend any amount of money up until the moment. And then when they reach their moment after the fact, they're like, damn, did I just spend $300? And so the easiest thing for them to do is to go back to their bank and be like, that wasn't me. I ain't do that. And okay, nothing is worse than helping somebody enjoy themselves. And then next thing you know, you're like, what just happened? Where's my money?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It happens a lot on OF. Like they'll spend money and then they'll delete their account.
Crazy.
Yo, that shit drives me insane.
It's so
Insane.
funny.
Wait, they'll delete the whole account.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It'll
So
say
then you can't get
deleted
payment.
user. Do what?
So then what happens? You can't get your payment, or
In most cases, you still get your payment. There used to be a super duper problem with chargebacks on OF. But since then, I don't know if they've incorporated some sort of system in place or I don't know. So you still get your money, but why they delete their account, I don't understand the purpose in that because that's weird behavior in itself. But in very few cases, though, it does create a chargeback and they will take their money. OF will. They'll take their money back. They'll charge your account. In fact, if you go and look at your stats, there's a place where you can see if anyone's had a chargeback. And usually it's stuff like someone who forgot to change their credit card information and their credit card expired, or something of that sort. So they had the monthly subscription going through their account and it's the credit card information has changed. That's something that happens to me all the time because I'll forget to update the new credit card. But that's the more common one. And then if you go look at your chargebacks, it'll say $4.99, $9.99, whatever your monthly subscription is, and it'll say chargeback. But another one is they'll request a video chat, or they'll order a custom video from you, or they'll unlock a bunch of content, consume the content, and in some cases they'll record it, screen record it, keep it, and then delete their account. That is the more common. And then even though they still end up paying, that content could end up on a pirate site or
Right.
the P Hub or, somewhere else online. So that's another scam too. You be stealing my content.
Then you have to.
Bastards.
It's unfortunate, but it happens. And, one of the things that I've experienced on especially OF is if they are like pressing you to do something right then, right there, and they're not willing to like schedule something or give you time, like I'm not going to do it, because to me that's behavior of, you want to hurry up, receive this. It's like going somewhere to eat and being like, serve me now, so you can run out on the check. Like, nah, dog. Vet these people, but you even have to be wary of people you trust. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm so sorry that happened to you, Avi, but I'm glad that you learned a lesson, and now going forward, make that motherfucker get on cam.
Or how about just not go on those sites anymore? I'm
Even
good.
better.
I'm good off that. Yeah, no.
Even better. If you're out there watching this on YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook, leave in the comments if you've been scammed, because, sharing your story helps other people learn from your mistakes, or makes, at least if nothing else, lets you know that you're not alone, because you be feeling stupid. I know I did. I felt dumb. I thought I was so gangster and so smart. I saw that counterfeit money and was like, I worked hard for that piece of paper.
Literally, piece of paper.
Piece of paper. Couldn't even buy a McDonald's milkshake off that shit. It was literally paper. Literally.
Terrible.
And then I thought he was nice because we hung out and chatted for a little while. And I was like, oh, he's really cool. He was just like he was literally just buttering me up because he knew he was about to do some foul ass shit. He knew it.
Can't get over that. Like,
Damn.
I'm glad I'm not in that world anymore. Whew. So glad. Anita.
Yes.
What is some advice that you have for people that are looking for sugar daddies?
People that are looking for sugar daddies, they will find you.
Yeah. They sure will.
They will find you. Like, any man, anybody that feels like you have to chase, not really gonna do it for you. They will find you, but you just have to get a good feeling for them. Like, do a FaceTime with them. Make sure they're who they say they are. Just because we don't need no catfishes.
Inspect their gadget, their ass. Do a full background check. Take their name. I need to see
reverse
Facebook.
look up their phone number if you have to.
Not even if you have to, just do it. Reverse their images. Avi, that's when
you've seen catfish. You should have dropped it into the Google, dropped the pictures into the thing, so you could see, girl.
Now she knows. Even somebody that's trying to date you. I do
Okay.
a full investigation. I need to know if they got a LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Are you a troll? Do you have a girlfriend? Let me tell you, Facebook is the best. No PI necessary. You literally go
Yeah.
onto someone's Facebook and you can see who they know, how they know them. They be telling all their business. And if they don't have one, that is a red flag
Yeah.
because most people have social media, some form of social media, whether they're getting a job or they just, being nosy. Most people have some sort of social media. So do your homework. Reverse their name, reverse their phone number, reverse their email address. Because if you put the email into Google, it'll show any social media that they have. It'll show if they've
Yes.
ever posted on a forum or anything that's online. It'll show you if they're using. And another thing, screen names. Pay attention to what people use for their screen names because more likely they use a screen name or some form of it. So let's say, for instance, I use Carrie Anthony 1234. If you Google or reverse Carrie Anthony 1234, it's likely that I have an eBay, an Etsy, a Pinterest, or whatever, because people usually use the same names on multiple
Right.
pages because it's easy to remember. And
Yeah.
also take their first and last name and make that a screen name because sometimes people do things like Carrie Anthony 1234 or just Carrie Anthony and that's their names on certain websites. So it sucks we have to do all this,
It does.
but
It
But
is
but
it's
what it is, though.
necessary.
you got to cover your ass. You got to look out for yourself because, or you end up in a situation where there are people that actually go to jail for participating in things that they didn't know was a scam. And I mean, that's one of the worst. I mean, some people have died, but that's the worst case scenario. But ultimately, Avi, you got off pretty good. We're glad nothing physically happened to you because this would be a whole different conversation.
I got off a lot easier than most people when they get scammed.
So did your friend get her one too?
Who?
Yeah, wasn't you and the friend doing it together?
Oh, she said that she would. I don't know if she did or not, but we were both on the site. I don't know if she actually went through with it or not, though.
Did she find her a sugar daddy? And
Probably
why
not.
she didn't share him? Just kidding.
Okay. She might do. That's why she's not saying nothing.
Ooh, no. Or she just wasn't successful or didn't follow through. So,
She probably didn't follow through. She was going through her own issues at the time.
hey, you know, you got your family, which is more than a lot of people. So you're
Yeah.
very blessed. And anybody
You
else
know,
have
your
anything else
parents a
to
little
add?
off. You
It's
know.
okay. You said have
No, just watch your ass out there.
Yeah.
What
Be
about you,
careful.
Anita?
Just be careful. If it seems too good to be true, it is too good to be true.
Facts. Facts. Ain't nobody coming to save you, okay?
There is
Yeah.
no such thing as Prince Charming, baby. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
There is less than 1% of people on the face of this planet that are considered real royalty. And the
Yeah.
likeliness that someone is a prince or Elon Musk money on sugardaddies.com or any website looking for love, highly unlikely.
Yes.
They can afford to go to what's that lady in New York that does the millionaire matchmaker?
Oh, I saw her. She has a show, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I saw that one. I saw one episode, but I don't think she's realistic either.
I don't like
Like
her.
her questionnaire, I'm like, girl, I don't need to know that. I need to know, are you STD free? Do you got a job with benefits? Like, let's keep it 100. Do you have 401k? Do you have active life insurance? Because if you die tomorrow, I don't want to have to put up a GoFundMe. Like, these are the things that we need to know.
She said, "I don't want to have to put up a GoFundMe." I am so done.
I'm saying though.
Trust me, I know. Me and my
Those
Do you
are
partner
have,
have
important
discussed.
questions.
let's not even talk about you dying, but do you have active health insurance? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, do you go to the doctor?
Like if you break a leg, am I taking you to the emergency room or somewhere
Right. Do I gotta
in the
take you to the
street?
county hospital because you ain't got no coverage?
R-
What's going on? This the stuff we need to know. Let's be honest, babies.
The 200 question air that's like, "What's your insurance policy number?"
Yeah.
I
She's
need
like,
to
oh,
know.
what are your future goals? I don't give a fuck what your goal is. Can
What's
you
your goal
afford
today?
a goal? Can you afford to take me on a date other than the Dave and Buster's
Or Cheesecake Factory.
or the Cheesecake Factory? You
I
right.
like Cheesecake Factory and Dave and Buster's.
Mm-mm. Not
But
initially.
it's not like first date.
No, that's not first. Or Red Lobster, because y'all know
Yeah.
that's they go to. Red
I'm
Lobster,
done.
Olive Garden,
I'm done.
Outback, and
I'm
Applebee's.
done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done with you, Vicky.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm done.
If it got a happy hour, I don't want to go.
Word. I mean, I don't know. It's been so long since I've been on a first date or would need to go on one
I
that
know,
I
me
guess
too. I'm popping
I
shit.
don't even know what that looks like anymore.
But these are
I'm
things
cool with a Zoom meeting.
so stupid.
Can we meet on StreamYard? Let's do a podcast. That's our first date. But for sure, like the millionaire matchmaker, I mean, how do you vet somebody and determine whether or not you can trust them or not? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like,
You could be with
for
somebody for years and find out you can't trust them. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
facts.
saying? I have had friends from childhood and like in my 30s, like I had to stop talking to all of them. So that's what 30, 20, 30 years of friendship. And that's just gone down the drain. I
Right.
can't
Well, people change. I feel like people
exactly.
change, some for the better, some for the worse. Like, or not even, better or worse. Some people just change and you change.
Yeah.
For me, like, and this is like a whole nother topic that we can talk about at another time and expand more on it. But, relationships change because for me, what was important to me 10 years ago is not important to me now. The people that I would have hung out with 10 years ago, I would have hung out with because we had an emotional connection. Where now I'm trying to get money together. Like, what are we doing to help each other get money? Because if we're not building a business and working towards each of us finding our own financial freedom and success and generational wealth, I don't have interest in participating. I don't care who's fucking who. I don't care about none of that. Who's doing who and all that stuff. Like that shit don't matter to me. I want to know, how are you getting money or how can we get money together? Like I never understood how people could be so miserable and be trying to get broke together. Cuz that's what they be doing. I don't get it. I'm not looking to benefit from anybody else's wealth. I'm just looking to find a way that I can make money and then help everybody else around me make money because that's what's important to me. And I know people say that it's more than just financial stuff, like it's more than just money, but we can get to the emotional stuff after we've made our money. You know what I'm saying? Because we're on vacation, traveling and doing things in life and buying properties and doing stuff that helps, not just us, but the next generation. Because I got kids.
I think too that mentality that I'm gonna say we have because I'm totally on that. Like if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
Facts.
But I think that comes too from betrayal and from doing it the other way, doing it where it's an emotional thing. You know what I'm saying? You get tired of that shit. Nobody, you get tired of it. You know?
Listen, my broken heart don't pay bills.
Thank you.
My broken heart only costs me my financial freedom. It costs me that, the wealth. It costs me too much. It has too much of a of a cost to it. And for me, I just feel like if you genuinely have a friendship with somebody, then they should want to see you win and you should want to see them win. And I'm of the mindset I would love to do anything that I can within my power and capabilities to help you win, but it's got to be reciprocated. We got to be willing to do it for each other. And sometimes the only thing I need you to do is just be supportive. Just be there. I wouldn't want you to deposit money into my bank account. I can get my own bread, like, But anyways, that's a whole nother topic for no whole nother time. Thank you guys so much for joining me as we talk about how we have been scammed
Yes.
and hoping that we've given you all that are watching some knowledge, some info, or some inspo on how to avoid being scammed. And if you have been scammed already, you're not alone. And if you haven't been scammed, well, hopefully you'll take some of our red flags and create a blanket so that you don't ever get scammed. That's the hope.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pull you up on the screen when you're by your solo self. Introduce your well, not introduce yourself, but tell us about yourself a little bit and how they can find you on the interwebs. Going first is Miss Vicky.
Oh my gosh. Am I first? No.
You're first. Go ahead.
Vicky Legends. I think on Instagram is Miss Legends. And then I do believe on Facebook it's Vicky Kardashian. I'm pretty
Oh
sure
my God. Did we change it?
it's either Vicky Kardashian or it's Vicky Anthony. I'm not sure, but I know whatever I changed it to, just look up Vicky Legends and it'll come up.
We did some dumb shit a long time ago.
Yeah, that's a whole nother show.
Yeah, that's a whole nother show.
But-
Okay, go ahead. We're gonna play Russian roulette. Oh, and Avi.
Yes.
You want some followers, boo? Go ahead. What's your Instagram?
Yeah, get you some followers.
Well, my Instagram name is Immortality is Dead.
So dark.
Yeah. That's the only place you'll find me. I'm kind of active on there, but it's nothing special. It's just some photos.
Don't damn talk yourself. Just tell them follow you. Don't just be like follow me because I'm pretty.
Yes, follow my Instagram. Immortality is Dead.
And if you're a scammer, fuck all the way off.
Please do not fall for anybody saying, "Oh, I'll do this for you. I'll take care of you. I pay this for you." No.
Right.
I can't give you advice and tips like these beautiful women can, because I'm not,
I can't give
experienced
you
on that.
none either.
And I don't want to steer you wrong, but please just be careful.
All right, Anita.
I'm Anita Valentina. You can find me everywhere at Anita X Valentina on all social media. Yeah, you can find me in the club actually. Because in this club, we all fam.
In what?
I said in the club, we all fam.
What?
Yo, that must be some TikTok shit. Cause she all
What?
Hope you're all family. Are you racist? You don't know that?
No,
Period.
That's why I kept saying what, because that's the joke. Is that you keep saying in the club we all fam, and then eventually you say in the club we are all family.
Are you racist?
Are you?
Yeah, I am.
All right, Hanya, tell us who you are and how we can find you.
Well, I'm Ms. Hanya Strange. You can find me on Twitter /X under Ms. Hanya Strange, or you can find me on Instagram at Ms. Hanya.
Ooh, Hanya. And I am Carrie Anthony. You can find me on Instagram, the Queen of BBW, or you can look up iHeart BBWCOM on everything. Everything. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, Reddit, everything. Poshmark. Oh, that's Carrie's Closet X. But I should make one for iHeart. But yeah, you guys can also find us here on Wednesdays, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Witchy Wednesdays. Do we have a topic for next week, Anita?
Well, for this week, we are doing our birth charts.
Oh, yeah. We're doing birth charts. So if you guys are interested in anything witchy related, spiritual, like we talk about all kinds of stuff. Like what did we talk about last week? Oh, tattoos.
Yeah, we talked about tattoos.
Yeah, we talked about tattoos because I found this lady on TikTok who was talking about how her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend was pushing her to get a tattoo, and when she got the tattoo, it was a spell. It had some sort of like encampment spell attached to it, and you got to be careful what you get permanently inked on your body. So, tattoos can be a good thing, but they can also have a negative effect. So you got to be
Yeah.
careful. But
Oh,
this week we're
hell.
huh, what happened?
He's going to hell.
She said he going to hell.
You can't
Maybe
do
she
that.
going. She the one got the tattoo.
You can and you will. You got to be careful when someone tells you to get something. You got to do some research. And if you go watch that episode, you'll hear about how I got a tattoo that I thought was meaningful to me, only to find out it didn't apply to me at all. My year of the rabbit tattoo is bullshit because my birthday's February 1st and the Chinese New Year doesn't start till later in February, which means I'm technically the year of the rabbit. I mean, year of the tiger. So my year of the rabbit tattoo is bullshit. So we're going to get that covered eventually.
Well, you know, if you don't tell nobody, they don't know. I mean, you done told the internet now, but you know.
I mean, but it's a lesson. I'm sharing it because there are other people who have, in the heat of the moment, gotten a tattoo and thought nothing of it. But later, when you start thinking about what these tattoos mean, in fact, almost all my tattoos are bullshit. I got a tramp stamp, bunch of stuff on my feet, and location of the tattoo, which I later found out after we did the episode. The location has significance as well. But this week we're talking about birth charts.
Yes.
So Vicky, you should join us. You too,
Yes,
Avi.
I will. I'm not doing anything. Just remind me.
Will do. And you too, Hanya. We're going to dissect our birth charts and find out if the Saturn is in our anus. I mean, in our
Uranus.
penis.
Not for free, it ain't.
Woo! But no. That we'll talk about birth charts next week. So I mean on Wednesday. So make sure you guys join us 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Leave us any questions, comments, concerns in the comments section, whatever. Subscribe, do all that shit. Until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye. Let's throw your hearts in the air. All of us put our hearts up. Yay. Oh, I need to get mine to do the hearts too. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys till next time.
Bye bye.